So good morning from the Four Seasons Hotel in Dublin. This is where they're launching the Lexus GS450 H, of which this is one, but this is the sport one. So no prizes for guessing what one I'm going to be in. This one is actually powered, not using it right now, I'm using electricity right now. This one is actually powered by a 3.5 litre V6. No, to 60, 5.9 seconds. I think we'll go left for the buzz, because that will take us out a different way. Now, I'm not using any of the 3.5 litre engine at the moment. Oh, it just popped on there for a second. I'm currently in EV mode, which is quite nice because the Lexus GS450 H is actually a hybrid vehicle. This one is also a hybrid despite it being a sport car, a sport version. And you may not think it's much of a sport car, but I can tell you it's a little bit more than you think. Simply because it is made up of things from the LFA, you know, the front part. This one actually has rear wheel steering as well. So about 15 degrees of movement in the rear wheels to sharpen it up through corners, particularly on motorway journeys, or you know, even on the back roads you'll get that sort of thing. But I have to say, Lexus in my mind were always good at the GS. I always thought they were very good at that sort of car. It's just what they do well. It's that kind of big, butch, American sort of get out of my way or thing feeling to the whole car, and that's what they do well. I never thought they were that good at the smaller cars, the little cars. They never really, they needed some life in them, some spark to get them going. They never really had it. But the GS always did, because it was always a great big petrol engine. Oh my God, that thing turns like a lunatic. Oh my God. Yeah. There's a, yeah. I'm in Sport Plus mode, which I thought I'd just leave it in Sport Plus mode for the crack, but well, it's kind of like a time bomb. You just put your foot down and all of a sudden you're going rather quickly. Nice noise from the engine. The engine, I'm watching a little energy monitor in front of me. Right now, I'm recharging a battery, which makes a nice little burble. Oh, that sounds good. It sounds good. Now, you might think that this is mentally out of your reach because it's going to be in some crazy tax band way off down the list and never sold. This is in tax band C. Yeah, it's not far off, is it? And the other ones, the executive ones, they're in tax band B. Now, the thing is, this one's got bigger alloys and, you know, rear wheel steering and stuff. So all that sort of stuff has driven it up through the tax bands. But that doesn't really matter because, to be honest with you, this is a great big petrol engine. Look at this thing. Oh, I love this. Oh, I can really get to like this. There's an ambulance behind me. You know what the ambulance should do? Jump into this and I'll bring you man to the hospital. Oh, yeah. Oh, I like this. I'm in traffic. I'm in traffic. I need to calm it down. So this is a 3.5 litre V6. And every time I took, because I'm in Sport Plus mode, I have different modes here, so I can go that way, and now I'm in, what am I in now? Normal mode, am I? Eco mode, I'm in Eco mode, right? So if I go that way once, I'm in Sport S, and if I go that way again, I'm in Sport S Plus. Don't know what that means, but it's got to be better than Sport S, right? And this yoke has everything. I'm back in Eco mode, so I can go push for normal mode, right? Eco mode. Well, not Eco mode. Let's try Eco mode. It's a 3.5 litre V6, but let's try Eco mode. Stuck in traffic now. Great test drive this is, isn't it? 3/4 of a tank of fuel. I'm not using any fuel at the moment. It is entirely running. Oh, look at that. It's got a DVD player. CSI New York. Someone's watching. Let's have a look. I just pressed the button to eject and the CD came on. I always do that. Reading disc, right? What happens? Have I got a DVD player to watch in traffic? It'd be funny if I had, wouldn't it? DVD? Yes, I do! I do! There's a DVD player in the dashboard! You can't see it. I can! CSI. This is eco mode, is it? I still put my foot down and go boom! Right, we're at a traffic lights and we're first in the queue, so we're going for Sport, Sport S, Sport Plus S, S Plus thing, yoke, right? Lots of kit, electric steering wheel, electric seats, electrically heated and cooled seats, so they're not just electric seats, like it's heated and cooled. I've electric everything, so electric mirrors and windows and electric motor obviously in the boot. A huge big transmission tunnel right down the middle of the car, which is fine because these cars tend to be really only 4-seaters. Oh my god! I just put my foot down and I think, what the? Everything just took off. Oh, I like this car. I like it. So what I have noticed is just how quiet the car is. It's so quiet on the road. It's actually very composed as well. It seems so well sorted, but the steering is very sharp, obviously down some part due to the rear wheel steer, which does kick in as I'm taking along the road here. It's very well composed. I'm quite surprised. Do you know what? It's very close to a BMW or an Audi. Very close. In composure wise, just from, you know, the way it sits and glides on the road in all modes apart from Sport. Sport does sharpen up everything a lot. So I'm in hybrid mode now, not using any power, and then it's like that big old V6 kicks in and away she goes. Taxman C! I can't believe it. I mean, 5.9 seconds to I think it's 100 kilometers an hour, or maybe it's 60 miles an hour, and it's in Taxman C, a 3.5 litre V6. You have to wonder how to do that. This is a petrol car now. This isn't some, you know, child-killing sort of eco-friendly loving diesel thing. This is petroleum stuff that goes on fire and basically moves the car around by a series of massive explosions that are contained in among some pistons. That's exactly how petrol works. And basically petrol, the purpose of petrol hasn't really changed. It's still the same. It's just basically a series of controlled explosions that happen under the bonnet of a car. And then some pistons go up and down, which pushes the drive shaft, which turns a wheel, and boom, you're off. That's petrol, man. That's petrol. I like it. It's got a big back seat. It's got tons of room up the front. And it feels quite luxurious until you brake. And then your face goes, Now remember, this is the sport one, so I've got sport brakes on this as well. But those brakes do a dual job because those brakes actually recharge the battery as well. That's why it tries to grab every possible chance it can get to charge the battery. Now, see? Not that we didn't know that already. You know, us motorheads, we know all about things like hybrids, engines, video games, watches, all sorts of things. That engine! That's a madness. It's deadly. I do like this. I do like this a lot. This could be very addictive. There's some things that just excite me, and the sound of a V6 or a V8, but V6 is these days, V6 is the way, the sound of that thing, and it's just roaring its head off. I love that. I love that. I love the way the torque is just builds and builds and builds and builds and builds and never gives up, and then it changes gear and builds and builds and builds and builds and builds again. Beautiful. I love the way a V6 behaves like that. Loads of power. Turn off the indicator. Why is the indicator staying on? I can't turn the indicator off! Okay, that's difficult. I have to turn a corner to turn the indicator off. Let's hope it turns off after this now. Oh, the grip! And it pushes against you. You can feel the car kind of, you know, pushing against you and flexing every time you put your foot down. The car kind of flexes along, and it's just really, really pleasant. really pleasant feeling to the whole car. Lexus have done a superb job on this car, and this is what they should be good at. This is what makes Lexus the most interesting company at the moment, because this gives you an alternative to, we'll say, something like a 5 Series or an A6. This gives you an alternative. Now, it's a tough choice. I mean, a tough choice. It was already tough because both the A6 and the 5 Series are superb cars. Very hard to fault either one of the cars. You'd have to really look at the nuts and bolts and details of each car to start finding fault with them. But this is just added into the mix. This has just become something that you can add in and say, yeah, well, hang on a second, what about the Lexus GS450? Let's not discount that. God almighty, it hangs on like a housefly. Those rear wheels, it's so sharp, just a little big twitch and away she goes. That is beautiful. Lane changing is fun, as long as you don't turn the indicator on full, because otherwise you can't turn it off. But it really does feel like it's trying to rip your face off, but it's flexing. It feels like it's butching up all of a sudden. You know, when a bodybuilder and he goes all and he looks like, you know, he's been working really, really hard. That's what it feels like when you put your foot down on this. That sort of, I'm butched up for it now. Go on, try me in a corner, I dare you. And then the thing of it is, when you pull up at the traffic lights, it's a bloody hybrid. I want more of this. I want more of this V6, I know, environmentally friendly. One bloody V6 on the road isn't going to make much of a difference. So here I am. I'm going to burn fuel and try and destroy as much of the environment as I can as quickly as possible. How do you like them apples? Oh my God, that's good. And then it just hangs on. There's no unhinging it. It just goes, man. Oh, I like this car. Yes. This is, oh yeah. This is where I want to be. This is yes. I like this car. I'd buy this car. Do you know why? It's very different. It's very different to look at. It's something else. It's something unusual. Lane changing is an experience. The car goes zoom, zoom, and you get shoved in your seat a little bit because it's so sharp. It goes ring, ring, ring. And now don't forget that this is not a small car. It's not. It's got real back seats and a massive boot. So it's not exactly a small car in the first place. When you're in normal mode, you get a rev counter. That's not a rev counter. It says charge, eco, power, all that sort of stuff. When you go into eco mode, it does it as well, and the dashboard all lights up all blue. When you go over to sport mode, the kind of eco monitor thing turns into a rev counter. Sweet! And the more plusy things you press, all the Pro Sport Plus, and plus this and plus that. How do you turn off the traction control? Can you? Oh, you can. Oh, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. And I'm on the motorway now, okay? I'm out on the motorway, and it's just whisper quiet. I'm in Sport Plus mode as well. There's a V6 under the bonnet. How quiet is that? Yes. It's a definite, massive yes from me for this Lexus. This is, even between the two companies, Lexus and Toyota, this is probably the best car they make. 110%. Now, this is the F Sport one we're talking about. F Sport. I haven't been in the other ones yet. We'll see what the executive one's like. But this one, I want to bring this home. I'm going to bring this home. I'm not going back. I'm not going back. They can have their lunch. I don't want it. I'm just going to keep going. That's what I'm going to do. So there, now.